Alexandra Eala continues her preparations for the Australian Open by signing up for Kooyong Tennis Classic. Alexandra Eala has enjoyed her time on the exhibition circuit in the lead-up to the 2026 WTA season commencing. She is set to re-enter these events as she signs up for the Kooyong Tennis Classic taking place from January 13th to 15th. The tournament is set to make a popular return after not being held in 2025. Since being formed in 1994, it has been held every year aside from 1994 up until the COVID-19 pandemic halted proceedings in 2021 and 2022. It returned 2 years after that but would be shelved in 2025 after operating issues surrounding the hosting of the event caused it to not go ahead. Nevertheless, it has returned for 2026 with Eala one of the many big players looking to create some excitement and drama. The Filipina has recently participated in the Macau Tennis Masters, gaining valuable match fitness and sharpness ahead of the start to the season. While losing both of her matches, it was still a very cool experience for the 20-year-old who is raring to go for the exhibition in Melbourne. While it was supposed to be a mixed doubles match, Eala found herself to be the only woman on the court after fellow teenage prodigy Mira Andreeva was too unwell to compete. She and Jerry Xiong took to the court against Alejandro Davidovich Fokina and Yibing Wu, narrowly losing after a solid showing on court. She then followed this up the next day with a highly anticipated tie against Andreeva. The world number 9 proved too strong, accelerating away in the second set to win 6-4. 6-2. Beforehand, she had participated in the Southeast Asian Games. It was a very successful tournament for her, as she won a gold medal in the singles, an incredible achievement after a long drought for her country in the event. The Kooyong Classic is not her main focus at the moment. She is set to commence her 2026 season at the ASB Classic, looking to get off with a bang to continue her positive momentum which she began in the 2025 campaign. She put her name on the map with an incredible run to the Miami Open semifinals, beating the likes of Madison Keys and Iga Swiatek before losing out in the last 4 stage to Jessica Pegula in a tight 3-set thriller. She was very close to clinching her and the Philippines' first WTA title in the Eastbourne Open, but narrowly lost out to fellow young talent Maya Joint after squandering 4 match points in a stunning match of tennis. She eventually got over the line in the Guadalajara 125 Open, breaking more barriers for her country as she rose into the top 50 for the first time. She currently sits as the world number 53 in the world, with there more progress to make. Who else is competing in the Kooyong Classic? The exhibition event will only feature single matches, so there is no risk of a mixed doubles mishap occurring for Eala. So far, she is the 4th player in the women tournament. Former Wimbledon semifinalist Donna Vekic will be tough competition, with former world number 5 Daniela Hantuchova and Aussie Priscilla Hahn complete the lineup. The men's events see a lot more players shortlisted. Aussie favorite Nick Kyrgios will continue his comeback to tennis as he looks to back up his Battle of the Sexes win with another few wins. High-caliber players among the likes of Francis Tiafoe, Denis Shapovalov, Alexander Bublik, Flavio Kobali, Lorenzo Musetti, Lerner Tin, Karen Khachanov, Matteo Berrettini and Marin Cilic are all among the players who will look to add the final touches to their game in Melbourne before the main event can take place. The Australian Open will soon follow the conclusion to this exhibition, lasting from January 18th to February 1st. The Australian summer has a particular sound to it, a low hum of cicadas, the rhythmic thud of tennis balls, the hush of expectation that settles over Melbourne before the first serve of the year's biggest Grand Slam. Long before the lights blaze at Melbourne Park and the crowds surge through the gates, preparation happens elsewhere, in quieter corners of the city. One of those corners is Kooyong, and this year, Alexandra Eala has chosen it as part of her journey toward the Australian Open. Kooyong Lawn Tennis Club carries history in its grass and shadows. It is a place that remembers champions, a venue that whispers stories of past greats while offering today's players a chance to sharpen themselves without the full glare of Grand Slam pressure. By signing up for the Kooyong Tennis Classic, Eala is not just adding another exhibition event to her calendar, she is stepping into a space where tradition meets intention. For Alexandra Eala, preparation has never been about shortcuts. From the early days of training far from home to the discipline of academy life and the grind of the professional tour, Her rise has been shaped by patience and purpose. Each decision, where to train, which tournaments to enter, when to rest, forms part of a larger picture. Kooyong fits into that picture with quiet precision. The Kooyong Tennis Classic is not about ranking points or trophies that define a season. It is about rhythm. It is about finding timing on ground strokes, feeling the weight of the racket in match-like conditions, and adjusting to the unique demands of Australian summer tennis. For Eala, it offers something invaluable, high-quality competition without the unforgiving consequences of an early-round Grand Slam loss. There is a particular bravery in choosing to test oneself before the main event. Exhibitions strip away excuses. They expose form, fitness, and focus. At Kooyong, players are close enough to the crowd to hear murmurs of approval or surprise. Mistakes echo. Success feels immediate. For a young athlete continuing to carve her place on the global stage, this environment becomes a mirror. Eala arrives in Melbourne carrying more than a racket bag. She carries expectations, from fans who have followed her journey, from a country proud of her breakthroughs, and from herself. Yet she has learned to carry them lightly. Preparation, after all, is about control, controlling effort, mindset, and response. Kooyong allows her to rehearse these elements before the world begins watching in earnest. The Australian Open is unforgiving. The sun can be relentless, matches can stretch deep into the night, and momentum can turn on a single point. Players who thrive there often speak of readiness, not just physical, but mental. Kooyong becomes a rehearsal for that readiness. The serves must land with intent. The footwork must stay sharp even when legs grow heavy. The mind must stay present. For Eala, whose game is built on intelligence, movement, and resilience, these matches are laboratories. She can test variations, trust her instincts, and refine patterns of play. A forehand down the line that works at Kooyong may become a weapon at Melbourne Park. A moment of frustration managed well here can translate into composure under Grand Slam pressure.